the history of the African hair, and the change of opinion of the Black Americans' hair. Why did the African Americans change opinion concerning their black hair? Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sephora Moses and I welcome you to Ink and Tales. Today we are exploring the history of the African hair and the change of opinion of the Black Americans' hair. It might have escaped you, but hair is and always was a big deal to Africans. African hair was part of someone's identity. From your hair, people could tell which tribe you came from, your social status, royalty, soldier or a peasant, religion, class, and even fertility. Africans had a hairstyle for just about any occasion. African women shaved their heads as they mourned the loss of loved ones. African kings had fancy hairstyles, and warriors often braided their hair as they went to war. Life was good and Africans were able to manage and maintain their hair using natural hair products made from herbs found in their environments. Even more so, African Americans can trace their hair roots to the countries of West Central Africa, including Senegal, Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Nigeria. Among the society of the Wolof, Mende, and Yoruba, hair was integrated into the fabric of the culture. It conveyed multiple meanings and held spiritual powers. The hair of African people has a variety of textures, from kinky coils of the Mandigos to loosely coils of the Ashanti. Each clan or tribe had its own style, indicating geographic origins. Hair was a physical way to convey messages such as a marital status, age, religion, ethnic identity, wealth, and communal rank. It was believed that hair acted as a means of communicating with gods and spirits that passed through the hair to a person's soul. Hair was also viewed as containing the person's spirit and could be powerful enough to be used to cast spells, offer protection, add potency to medicine, or summon a mate. Leaders of a community, both men and women, wore the most ornate styles. Typically only royalty or someone of high rank within the society would wear hats or headpieces. A change of opinion. The transatlantic slave trade saw the forceful migration of millions of Africans into America where they labored as slaves. You can just imagine the culture shock these Africans must have went through. Their slave masters treated them badly and even referred to their African hair as wool, in an attempt to dehumanize them. After so many years of seeing their hair as beautiful and sacred, Africans now saw their hair as a burden. Their natural hair made them feel inferior to Western society. Even slave traders placed more value on light-skinned Africans with soft hair, who felt that the darker you were and the kinkier your hair, the less attractive you were. African enslaves no longer had access to their natural herbs, butters and oils to take care of their hair. They resorted to bacon grease, butter and kerosene as their moisturizer. The Great Oppression. Fortunately, the slave trade was abolished in the U.S. in 1865. African Americans were now free to lead their lives. However, an end to the slave trade did not stop racism. African Americans were made to feel bad and inferior because of their skin color and hair. Slowly, it worked, and many African Americans saw the white man's hair to be better and more refined. They now started looking for hair care routines and products that would straighten their hair. Aaron Lynch, an exhibition producer in Liverpool, refers to this period as the era of the Great Oppression. He further explains that African Americans went through great lengths to straighten their hair and achieve a European look. Most of them put themselves in harm's way as they dipped their hair into chemicals that almost burned their scalp. Others straightened their hair to conform to white beauty ideals. They wanted to succeed and to avoid mistreatment, including legal and social discrimination. Some women and small number of men lightened their hair with household bleach, a variety of caustic products that contained bleaches, including laundry bleach, designed to be applied to kinky hair, were developed in the late 19th and early 20th centuries as African Americans demanded more fashion options. They used creams and lotions combined with hot irons to straighten their hair. The black hair care industry. The black hair care industry was initially dominated by white-owned businesses in the late 19th centuries. African American entrepreneurs such as Annie Tumbo Malone, Madam C. J. Walker, Madam Gold Exum, Young Sarah Spencer Washington, and Garrett Augustus Morgan revolutionized hair care by inventing and marketing chemical and heat-based applications to alter the natural tightly coiled texture. They rapidly became successful and dominated the black hair care market. In 1898, Anthony Overton founded a hair care company that offered saffronified coconut shampoo and Ida hair pomade. Men began using pomades among other products to achieve the standard aesthetic look. The story behind the Afro. The Afro became popular among teenagers in the 1960s. Black teenagers were tired of the oppression and brutality of white people. At a time when African American men had short and conservative hairstyles, the Afro was a sign of rebellion towards the white conformity. The Afro is a large, often spherical growth of kinky hair that became popular during the Black Power movement. The Afro has a number of variants, including Afro pops, a cross between an Afro and pigtails, and a variant in which the Afro is treated with a blow dry to become a flowing mane. The high top fade was common among African American men and boys in the 1980s and has since been replaced in popularity by the 360 waves and the Caesar haircut. Why is hair sacred in Africa? Our hair is considered sacred and significant to who we are as an individual, family, and community. In many tribes, it is believed that a person's long hair represents a strong cultural identity. This strong cultural identity promotes self-esteem, self-respect, a sense of belonging, and a healthy sense of pride. How many types of African hair are there? Hair is generally divided into 4 chief categories. Type 1 that stands for straight hair. Type 2 that signifies wavy hair. Type 3 that refers to coily hair. And type 4 that symbolizes kinky hair. Type 3 and 4 are hair texture types for Black Americans. Why is African hair dark? It is a dominant genetic trait, and it is found in people of all backgrounds and ethnicities. Black hair contains a large amount of eumelin pigmentation, a type of melanin. This hair type contains a much more dense quantity of eumelin in comparison to other hair colors such as brown, blonde, and red. In other diasporic African populations, during the 19th century, throughout the West Indies, the teachings of Jamaican political leader Marcus Garvey encouraged an active rejection of European standards of beauty. The resulting Rastafari movement of the 20th century has maintained that the growth of free-form dreadlocks is related to divine illumination, largely informed by the biblical Nazareth oath. The Rastafari movement has been so influential in the visibility and subsequent popularity of dreadlocks throughout the Caribbean and in the global African diaspora that the term Rasta has become synonymous with a dreadlocked individual. Today, dreadlocks are common among African Caribbeans and Afro-Latin Americans. Black hair has come a long way as many people are now embracing their heritage. Masses are moving from weaves and chemicals to natural hair and organic hair products. The African hair is sacred and beautiful. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.